Sales is an exchange of energy where, in an ideal scenario, you as the salesperson is having your conviction and your confidence, your expertise transfer on to the prospect and the person you're selling to. Now, on the flip side, when you're showing up scarce, word vomiting, just being anxious, not confident in your service, people are going to tell. It's not something that you can fake. There's a saying that you are the top 5 people you are around, or something along those lines. Think about, back in college, or maybe if you're still in school, right? And you used to be the person that was the life of the party, or you knew someone that was the life of the party. You were them. They were showing up and energized, having fun, saying something crazy, getting everyone excited. And they are transferring that energy and their excitement onto the people around them. You can't help but see somebody start breakdancing in the middle of the floor and want to go join them, or at least try to support them as best you can, right? It's that energy and that confidence that attracts people, but also rubs off on them. And that's what makes those people attractive, is because they get a little bit of that rubbed off on them. And so when you're able to show up on a sales call and just be a confident, just poised killer, wouldn't you think the person you're selling to as a business owner would want the same? They want to have that experience. And if you can share that with them through an energetic transfer of selling to them, right? They're going to have some of the rub off on them, and also see in the future how they can be a person like that. And so when it comes to selling, you aren't trying to convince somebody to get something that they don't need or want, right? Like, you're not trying to manipulate them. It's scarce. What you're helping them do is you're creating an experience for them to close themselves with a high ticket offering, for example, with your services. You're helping them buy. You're making it their idea. And you're not even making it their idea. They think it's their idea, right? So when you have the right energy, and when you're showing up, especially when you're selling, even in your content, right? It's a game of who can actually hold the dominant energy longer. And it's all a test. It's like how women will test men, right? For those of you who have a spouse, or even a sister or whatever in the past, like sometimes they'll just kind of poke at you and make fun of you and see if you're going to react, right? See if you're going to freak out and get mad, or break your composure and start laughing, or whatever that may be, right? It's all testing. And your potential clients will do the same thing. They will do the same thing. They will be testing you. That's what objections are, They're wanting to see how their fears and their doubts and their scarcity will be handled and alleviated by you. And you can only do that by transferring your confidence and your conviction to help relieve that anxiety, help relieve that scarcity that they're feeling. And so your energetic container, what I mean by that is the way you're presenting yourself, the energy that you're emitting, the confidence that you have. And when I say energy, like, I want you to almost think to yourself, close your eyes and think like, man, I'm such a killer. Like, I'm awesome. I'm so confident in my services. I'm just the best, right? Just think about and feel how that feels. And then you can also think like, my service sucks. Like, no one wants to buy. Like, it's too late for me to become a good entrepreneur, right? Like, notice how your energy also diminishes and shrinks. When you have the confidence, when you have the conviction in what you do, it's going to come off naturally. You can't fake it. You cannot fake it. And it's the hidden part of sales that isn't really talked about enough, in my opinion. It comes down to just holding that energy. So coming back to the energetic container, now that we've kind of broken it down a bit, it needs to be solid. It needs to be unfaltering. It needs to be even keeled. Someone says something really, really exciting, you're not going to freak out. Of course, you can support them, but you're not going to freak out and get excited with them. or someone's like, oh my God, this is terrible. Like everything's ending, maybe an engagement with the client, like it's awful, right? You're also not going to stoop down with them and freak out with them. So the person that falters the first is the one that loses, if you want to look at it like that, right? But if you're the one that falters first and you break to one of their tests, pushing you, asking a question, giving an objection, if you falter, then you're not going to be closing that client. They're testing you. They're getting a feel for how you'll handle them well into any sort of engagement that you're going to offer. And they don't want to work with somebody who can't hold that container, who can't hold that space for them. Whether they understand what they're doing or not, some part of them is going to feel unsafe if you can't hold that container. Some part of them is going to want to back out if you get a little bit scarce and you start to word vomit a little bit. You're going to naturally attract or repel. And especially when it comes to clients who are paying high ticket, they basically do not and will not be convinced by their own bullshit or limiting beliefs. Like they want you to not be convinced. So basically, they are showing up in a way of where, this last engagement didn't fail me. And they're kind of like, keeping an eye open. Like, how is he going to react? Like it's a similar engagement, right? You're going to say, why did it fail? What happened? You don't want to get into a state to where you're like, I'm so sorry to hear that. Like, it's so tough. I understand. Like it's really challenging. They want you to hold them accountable. They really want you to have them be responsible for where they are in their current state. And so as soon as you falter and as soon as you give in to their own limiting beliefs, they know you're not the person to help them get what they're trying to achieve, at least not in a certain way. So when you really challenge them, even on sales calls, you might offend people. Oh no, like you might piss them off. You might get them mad. You might give them their emotions. But do you want somebody to pay you $10,000 or zero, right? Do you want to create transformation in somebody or have them continue their lives wherever it may be going, right? Not up in this case. And so they want to be held accountable even from the first interaction when you're selling to them on sales calls. They want to be held accountable. They just don't necessarily realize that. Some do. Some will actually test you on purpose and see if you will hold them accountable. And so they're not looking for the next strategy. They're not looking for the next solution. They're not looking for the next thing to work and take them to where they want to be, right? If they do, they're not the right client. None of the other strategies or coaches or services that they took in the past got them to what they really wanted. It might have helped them level up a little bit, right? But it didn't get them to where they wanted to be. They don't want that. They don't want your strategy. They want the energy. They want to be connected to you and they want to experience the life and the presence that you are showing off, right? The confidence, the poise, just the cool killer aspect, the killer mentality, right? They want that. And so if you enable them and their own limiting beliefs, their own limiting bullshit on a sales call, and you feed into that and say, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, they're going to know that you almost have an ulterior motive of wanting to close them. You're trying to please them, right? Versus actually hold them accountable. And what high ticket clients really, really want is they desire to be taken to the next level. They desire to have a life experience or learn something about themselves and have a paradigm shift, have a breakthrough that they've never had before. And you have the absolute opportunity to do so on a sales call. And so, one of my main objectives personally is always helping a sales prospect or someone I'm selling to consider something a little bit differently about the way they're going about their lives and their business. Challenge one of their beliefs that are so core and deeply rooted that's been helping them survive. I can only do cold outreach. Like, well, why not content, right? Ask the hard questions. I know you're thinking them in your mind when somebody hasn't gotten results and they're complaining, they're being a victim about something, and you have to say, oh, well, it sounds like, from my experience and my background, like you're thinking to yourself, they must have not done that. Ask them out loud. Why did you not do that? Why did you not try that? It's going to catch them off guard. Heck, it might even offend them. but it's going to get them closer to where they want to be. It's going to give them personal growth. They are obsessed with that. That is what high ticket clients like really, really want. They want those shifts. They want those breakthroughs. They want those different perspectives. And they don't want to be, dragged out into some engagement to where they're going into scarcity again, going into survival, hoping to be spoon-fed the next business strategy that's going to get them to where they want to be. They want their state to be up-leveled. They want their life to be up-leveled. They might want more money. They might say they want more money, but what does more money mean? It might mean peace of mind to some people. It might mean financial freedom, time freedom, location freedom, being able to provide for your family. That's a different experience in a different way that you're helping them experience their life differently. This is what high-ticket clients really want. They want a transformation. They want to be a different version of themselves. And the only way you're able to help them do that is by transferring your energy, the state where you're at, where you see that they're having issues. You dealt with it in the past. You see the patterns in them. You transfer that energy of understanding and caring and accountability to them with your words and the way you're showing up, the way you're presenting yourself, that are going to twist their perspectives, that will help them move towards the life that they want. And that's really the secret to sales. The strategy's out there. The business tactics are all out there. It's all about the energy and how you're showing up and how confident you are in what you do. And that'll help your clients and your prospects see how far you can really take them. With all that being said, I hope you all enjoyed today's video. I'm actually going to be hosting a live masterclass on April 12th on how to attract your first high-ticket client effortlessly. We got 40 minutes of talking, then 20 minutes of Q&A. I'd absolutely love to see you there. I'm doing it live. I'm doing it free. I want you to come, and I want you to see how easy this is for yourself. So that being said, you can check out the registration link down in the description below, and I will talk to y'all soon. Have a good one. Take care.